Are you a healthcare professional planning to work in Ireland? Are you confused about how to start? Then you must understand CORU. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Awareness Angel. In this channel, I talk about health, wealth, and travel. Today is a part 2 of the CORU question and answer. So in this video, I'm going to answer some common CORU questions that will help you in your CORU journey. So stick to the end of this video because I will be dropping an important tip that will help you to have a successful CORU journey. Right, so let's dive right into the questions. You'll see me looking down most of the time is just to read out the questions so that I don't miss out on some important points. Okay, so question number 1 says, I am a healthcare professional and I want to work in Ireland. How do I start? As a healthcare professional, you have to be registered with CORU. You cannot practice your profession in Ireland without being registered with CORU. So question number 2, can an international healthcare professional work in Ireland? Yes. As an international healthcare professional, you can work in Ireland, but first, you have to have your qualification recognized by CORU before you register. So you pass through the recognition stage, then after successful recognition, then you move ahead to the registration stage. What is CORU? CORU is a regulatory body or a council in Ireland that regulates health and social care workers. So they are the governing body that takes care of this. They protect the public. So they must make sure that their health care and the social workers pass through the proper registration process before they practice in Ireland. Do they regulate all healthcare professionals? No. CORU, they don't regulate all healthcare professionals. They only regulate professionals that are under their registered list. They don't regulate doctors, like medical doctors, like nurses, like pharmacists. No, they don't. They regulate professions like medical laboratory scientists, dietitians, radiographers, physiotherapists, optometrists, occupational therapists, social workers, speech and language therapists, podiatrists, clinical biochemists, orthoptics. When you go to the website, please do well to look at the website, to look at the professions they regulate, to make sure that your profession is under their registered profession. If not, you will obviously be wasting your time. How do I get started? Very simple. If you studied in Ireland and maybe some other European countries, you can just go ahead and get your certificates registered. You don't have to pass through the recognition stage. But if you studied in a country that is not Ireland or some specific European countries, if you studied in Nigeria, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Philippines, yes, you have to pass through the recognition stage. After a successful recognition, then you get your qualifications. Then you get registered and start practicing in Ireland. I am an international professional. How do I get started? To get started, you visit the CORU website. You do this you go to Google, you type in CORU. Once you type in CORU, their official website pops out and you click it, you select it, you read it thoroughly. Read it thoroughly, especially look out for your own profession. Read it thoroughly and follow the steps, step by step. It is really, really written in a very comprehensive way that you can understand. Is the CORU process free? No. The CORU process is not free. Recognition fee is, I think, 510 euros. The registration fee is 100 euros. But also, I want you to also know that this is the fee you pay to CORU, not the fee you are going to use to get all the documents, because for you to get most of the documents, there are also some extra fees that are attached to it. Do well to watch watch my videos when I talked about the cost involved, the total cost I spent when I was going through my own CORU process. It will give you a guide or an understanding of the total fee you are going to spend in this journey. What are the documents required for the process? All the necessary documents required can be found in the CORU, and it also depends on your profession. I'm an optometrist. What is required by optometrists is different from what is also required by a medical lab scientist, but there is always a similarity. However, you should know that some essential things are your international passport, your transcript, course curriculum, work experience, proof of English and proficiency, and some other ones. I also made a video about the documents needed for CORU recognition, and you can watch it also in my YouTube channel. I'll put the links on the description below. Is IELTS compulsory? No, IELTS is not compulsory. However, you must prove that you must have an English language proficiency. Like, you must prove that you were trained in English, you studied in English. So for some countries, you have to bring a letter to show, a letter from your school or from the company you are working, to show that yes, she studied in English language, or yes, she's practicing in English language. This is okay for you. So for Nigerians, like for me, I collected a letter from the school, and that is what I used to prove my English proficiency. However, if you don't have this, you will now have to take IELTS or some other English test. There is a lot of English tests, and it depends on your profession and also your country. So do well to also check it out and see how it is for you. And also, you have to know that the letter you are going to bring from your school must be written with the school letterhead or the company letterheaded. You cannot just bring any letter without any letterhead. It must be signed and stamped. How long does CORU process take? It takes about 6 months to over 1 year. My own was about 8 months. I know someone that his own is about 3 years. So it depends on whenever you finish submitting all the documents. It takes this long because of one, they have to go through a thorough assessment of your documents. And also, you should know that you are not the only one submitting. So they go through other people's documents. So it's actually advisable to make sure you submit all your documents at once. Make sure they are correct, they are complete, and you submit them, because most of the time, the delay is you submit a document, they don't understand the document, and they will now need you to submit another document. So they'll send you a message asking for additional information. So when you submit it, it will still take time for them to still respond to you. That is actually the cause of all this delay. So sometimes they'll tell you to submit a document, you didn't submit it for a very long time. Your application will still be open till when you are done with the recognition and the submission of all your documents, okay? What are the expected CORU recognition result? The expected CORU recognition result is 1. It could be fully recognized. Secondly, it could be partially recognized. Or it could be rejected. This is like your qualification could be fully recognized, meaning they said, oh, this is equivalent to Ireland standard. Or 2, it could be partially recognized, meaning they are saying that it's equivalent, but there is a little deficit. So there's still an extra that they need. So in this situation, they will ask you to do what we call a compensation measure to be able to atone for this deficits. So the next one is the rejection, meaning your qualification is not in any way equivalent to Ireland standards. So as a result, you can't be registered in this field in Ireland. I hear people say, what is compensation measures? Compensation measures, these are the measures used by CORU to compensate for the deficit found in your qualification. Deficit means that, okay, when CORU has looked at all your qualification, they will not tell you, it's like a score. They will not tell you, okay, when it comes to confidentiality, we didn't find any much evidence about how you were able to handle this. So when it comes to your CPD, didn't get more information about you in this. So they now want you to do an adaptation, or you do an aptitude test to show them that yes, you know about this. Yes, you can do this. So you are only compensating for that which they have noted in your application. So it's actually different for everybody. My deficits may be different from your deficit. So that is just it. I hope that is understandable. What are CORU compensation measures? Okay, I've said it already. CORU compensation measures are adaptation period. It's like an internship or a supervised practice. Then the aptitude test, this is an exam. And you have to pay for the fee for the exam. You're expected to undergo just one of these measures. You can, if you're going for adaptation, you do the adaptation. If you're going for the aptitude test, you do the aptitude test. You are at the luxury to choose the one that you like. Okay. So if you now pass successfully, you will now move on to the next stage, which is registration. Okay. Where do I undergo these measures? This measure, both the adaptation period and the aptitude test are all done in Ireland. You can't do it from your home country. You must have to enter Ireland to get these measures done. How long does the adaptation period take? It depends on your recognition decision. Some could be 6 months. Some could be more than 6 months. So it depends on what your deficit is. But I know that generally it could be 6 months. What are my visa options for these compensation measures? For the aptitude test, you use a visiting visa. Although before you start, you have to write to CORU telling them that you now want to do the aptitude test. They will tell you, they will get back to you. When they get back to you, they'll tell you, okay, they are scheduling the test in so time. Make your payment so that they can give you a particular date. So when you make a payment, they'll give you a particular date. So with whatever evidence and all those things they give you, you use it to apply for a visiting visa to go into the country to write the test. For the adaptation period, there is no visa type for you to use for the adaptation period. So you just have to find a way to enter Ireland anyhow, if that via the work or preferably maybe via study visa. You apply for studies, you go into the country, you study, then maybe after your study or during your study, you just find a way inside Ireland and see how you can handle that. There is no other visa type for you to enter Ireland for your adaptation. For the aptitude test, how many attempts do I have to take? And is there past questions or areas of concentration? For your aptitude test, you have 2 attempts, and you have the written part, practical part, and structured interview. So, and you have to pay, the amount is 500 euros. Okay, for the past question paper, there is no past question papers for aptitude test. They will only tell you to concentrate on the deficit written in your result, in the result they gave you. So there is no past question paper and there are no other areas of concentration that you are going to study. Then If, for example, you did not pass your aptitude test or you did not pass your adaptation process, you can just, your file will be closed. Like that recognition, your recognition file will be closed, but you still have another user. You can also reapply, like you start afresh again and try to submit all the necessary documents that will help you escape the deficits. It does not mean that you can no longer practice in Ireland. You can still start afresh and you pay again to start the process afresh. Okay. Now, there is also room for appealing your recognition decision. So the next question is, how much is CORU appeal? Now, first of all, CORU appeal is a situation whereby after your recognition decision, whether rejected or for compensation measures, and you feel like, no, I can do better, no, I'm qualified. So you appeal. So the amounts you pay a sum of 250 euros to appeal, and you must appeal within 30 days of getting your decision. If it has passed 30 days, you will not appeal. And during this appeal, you'll be like, okay, I actually am qualified to practice in Ireland. So you submit some or more documents that will help to cover up the deficits that's denoted for you. So to know if that could help to change your decision. Some people, it has also helped them, but remember, it shouldn't be more than 30 days. If it's more than 30 days, you can no longer appeal your decision. And also, it's ready to know that appeal is not a punishment. Like if you fail, let me say, after the appeal, the result is still the same. You can also if the result was partially recognized, you can still go ahead with your compensation measures. If it is rejected, it's rejected. If you still want to apply again, you can still apply again. So appealing does not mean that if you appeal and the result is the same thing, and as a result that, you're not going to they will not tell you not to practice again in Ireland. No. It's just for you to submit more documents to cover up your deficit. So the next question is, what is the deadline for the compensation measures? For the period of adaptation, according to the CORU, it said that you must commence within 18 months of the date of your decision. You must respond to CORU within 18 months, tell them, okay, fine, I want to do compensation measures, and you now start I want to do my period of adaptation, then you now start working towards it. You must tell them, respond to them within 18 months. If not, your file will be closed. Then for the aptitude test, you also have a period of 1 year from the date you received your results to respond to CORU. If not, your decision or your file will be closed. So, okay. So the next question is there any probability that I'll be fully recognized without any compensation measures? Yes, there is a 50%, let me say 50%, 60% probability that you will be fully recognized. After the registration with CORU, what next? After the registration with CORU, you apply for jobs online, right? In your home country, you apply for jobs online, and after a successful interview, you relocate to Ireland and start work. Okay. Can I relocate with my dependent at the same time? Yes, you can relocate with your dependent at the same time. Thank you so much for watching till this end. So my last tip for all those who stick with me till this point is, what is your candid advice for a successful CORU recognition and registration? My advice is to read the CORU website thoroughly. Do your research very well. Seek out for people who have passed through it. Watch all my YouTube videos on CORU because I made a well-detailed video about CORU and my own personal journey. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me for detailed information. If you want more explanation, if you want me to guide you in a personal way, you can book a one-on-one consultation. The link is on the description below. So many people have also booked their consultation with me and they came out successfully. And I'm very, very grateful about that. I'm very happy for them that they took the step and they did. They came out successfully. So you can also book a one-on-one consultation. My joy is that we all achieve our dreams and we share knowledge. So please, if there is any other question you want me to answer, if there is anything you want to share about your own journey, please do well to write it on the comment section. I will do well to answer your questions. And we are in this channel, we are all here to learn. I'm also learning, I'm also growing. Wherever I met, if there is any place you want to enlighten me more on, please do well to share it in the comment section. I will be glad to learn. I'll be glad to also respond. So thank you, Tosifa, for being with me. I am grateful. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. This will, one, make the video go viral. This will also help to encourage me to do more videos. So this is actually the part 2 of the CORU question and answer. I've done the part 1 before. Please do well to watch the video so that you can also understand more about CORU. Thank you and God bless.